What is up? Welcome back to Otaku. We're doing another My Hero Academia chapter review. We're chapter 303 with the title Top 3, which I think worked out perfectly. And I'm going to skip right to the middle of the fucking chapter this time, Jose, because I was so fucking excited when they brought up other international heroes. I was so fucking excited.
I was waiting for CC. CC.
I was too. I stopped and I'm like, I'm combing through the silhouettes. Like, where's Captain Celebrity? Where's he at?
I was looking right at them and I was just like, oh no, he's right here. He's gotta be.
None of them look.
Yeah, none of them did.
But it is cool that they look like different heroes. Like they at least if that's like the silhouettes are going to be the heroes we're going to get. We've never seen them before.
Dude, I'm excited though. Regardless, there's going to be Captain Charisma reference, something. They have to.
There was there's a lot of cool shit that happened this chapter, kind of lore stuff. But that was my favorite part, dude. I was like, I got giddy. I was like, yeah, awesome.
And then they hit you with that, but the commission's kind of out of, so it's really hard for them
to come in. Annoys me because
I was just like, as much as I want to be like, hey, don't you think heroes would just kind of go there on their own to help out?
I'm gonna beat this dead horse a little bit more because when I first saw the silhouettes, my head, vigilantes. They were like, the government has officially started asking for support from it. And I was like, vigilantes, and it was like, nah, international heroes, which is second best.
Well, I mean, they do reference like a couple pages prior to this. They start going like, oh yeah, the citizens are taking things into their own hands, but they're just causing just even more destruction. They haven't been properly trained to be heroes. But I mean, when you're defending your neighborhood, it don't matter.
And, going back to the beginning of the chapter now, Best Jeanist and Hawks, they're not good at eavesdropping because they just immediately come out and just say, like, hey, we totally eavesdropped on your whole family conversation, but we kind of need information, so hope you guys don't mind.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, especially when Hawks is like, this burn mark on Shoto, do you think it could have been Endeavour?
Dude, Hawks is 100% putting together the whole thing. The whole thing. Like a fucking detective. And I think it's Endeavour. It reminded me, have you seen Breaking Bad, Jose?
Yeah.
So it reminded me of when Hank, I believe is his name, discovers that Walter White is...
his brother-in-law?
Yeah. When he's sitting on the toilet and he's kind of thinking, putting it together with the initials. He's like, oh. And that's that reminded me what Endeavour just hit. They were asking, what is One for All? What is it? And then he gets that callback of Deku using the private comms.
Because he goes, Deku. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then we see it cuts to the kids and what they're up to and how Bakugo's losing his damn mind because Deku hasn't woken up.
So what if, if it becomes, which by the way, before I get into that, what I'm thinking, the title for the chapter is Top 3, as we mentioned, but isn't fucking Best Jeanist, he's 4, isn't he? Or is he not even ranked in the last ranking?
I thought he was 3rd.
Because I thought Bunny Girl was 3 because Best Jeanist was MIA.
Yes, but Best Jeanist was originally the top 3.
He ain't 3 anymore, though. That's all I'm saying. So this chapter, where's Bunny Girl? She got fucked up, actually. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pissed, but where's she at? Where's she at?
Last I remember, she pretty much got her arm ripped off or her leg ripped off.
Yeah.
And she still fucked up those high-end Nomus.
I know, she's fucking amazing.
The Nomus, but I loved her. She was amazing.
Mm-hmm. I want to see where she's at, but it's as I was gonna say is, what if, let's say, One for All becomes an open secret, to kind of the top heroes. It's if you hit top 3, you get to be in on the secret, One for All. But then it's that's a lot of people with that information and the key part of the information is if you just apparently eat somebody's piece of hair, you get their power. So
I think it's just DNA. I think they mentioned that he just has to have their DNA. That's how, if we go based off the movie, that's how, spoilers, Deku gave it to
and does it have to be willing? Is it a willing thing?
I believe so. I believe it has to be a willing thing.
Because if you're fighting Deku and you're slugging him and blood's flying all over the place, if you accidentally ingest his bloods, I mean, you're gonna get AIDS in One for All.
That's true because it could be saying Himiko could accidentally, stab.
Yeah,
Deku
exactly. Exactly. So there has to be a willing capacity,
Yeah. I believe that's what it is. It's like, hey, bro, I'm giving you this power.
Yeah, a couple other things that were cool is Ray immediately bows down and apologizes to Hawks for him getting fucked up by Dobby.
Yeah, but that's super sweet of her.
Yeah, so I mean, I like Ray. I like Ray a lot. They kind of, and you also see that the eldest son is still kind of not okay with Endeavour. Still, he's like, yeah, we'll be good just until after this, and it's which I feel if you're the oldest son, you're the most cognizant person, especially after what we've all seen. you kind of got to see all of it happen. Like he got to really deal with Toya and understand what was happening. So like obviously he would be the most
Yeah,
upset.
he's gonna have the most resentment towards his father for everything that happened. But it's like, I don't know. Even Shoto's a little bit more skeptical. Like at least he's a lot more open to his father now.
Yeah, and then you also see Best Jeanist and Hawks go to visit or want to visit Deku. And you
Yeah,
do see that where they're like, oh, like, hey, can we go see Deku? And they're like, oh, well, All Might asked to be alone. And then Hawk's like, oh, All Might. So like he's totally
yeah,
putting it
he's
together.
starting to. Yeah, he's gonna walk in there and be like, so All Might,
Because like,
he's
oh,
your
All
son.
Might started losing power. Deku has almost identical powers to what All Might had because he didn't add anything new to the mix.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That
and
we're
then
aware of.
of course, the chapter ends with the most predictable of things that we've been saying since the fucking war has ended, is that Deku's obviously going to be having a chat with like his people.
I kind of knew this was where it was gonna go. I kind of figured as much. We were gonna get the wrap up to the Todoroki family, then we were gonna get some like interaction with the kids, and then finally back to Deku.
It does also look like, so it could go kind of both ways. We could go with the Deku route, which I think is like 90% where we're going to go. We're going to go straight to the Deku route, but they're also setting up where the Todoroki family is already going to do their press conference. Like they've
Yeah,
left.
so I've been wanting to see that part for the longest time.
So they could do like we do Deku, and then when Deku's wrapped, we'll like really quickly go back to the press conference because they're making a big deal about that. So that, something could be really cool.
It could be good, yeah. And then I mean, we got news about the other guys, like Kaminari's okay and Tokoyami.
Yeah.
I mean, well, at least they regained
It
consciousness.
sounds like the only one that's still super fucked up is Deku. That's like the one that everybody's kind of worried about.
Yeah, but I think it's just because he's having his chat with his other selves.
I think so as well. I think he's like generally okay, but it's like, oh, I was in a coma talking to my other selves. Like, oh God.
And can you believe how much has happened in only 2 days?
Yeah. Yeah.
They talked about it. They're like, oh, they released all these prisons. We don't know where anyone is. We can't find anyone from the League of Villains. And I'm just like, well, damn, dude.
And that just makes him look awful. It's like, it's like,
like,
listen, they kind of freed everybody, and we have no fucking idea where the main people are at. So, whoops, sorry.
Yeah, I think they said there's a couple Nomus, near high-end Nomus missing, and they can't find a lot of the people that broke out. And I'm just like, yikes, dude.
Yeah, it's not looking the best for Japan. So hopefully the other countries pitch in.
Yeah.
Like, and this was like, honestly, like going back to how we started this fucking review, is the fucking international heroes. This is the perfect opportunity for them, like, because My Hero Academia is pretty internationally loved. I would say that's pretty understandable. So it's like they should be putting in heroes from like, oh, we got a big following in Spain or whatever. It's like, oh, let's just take
like the European heroes.
Like, let's not just like, I don't want it to just be like, oh, here's the America heroes, or like, like I want it to be some heroes from all over, where it's like an example. This would never happen because America's so giant, but it's like, oh, we can't really spare that many heroes, so here's like one or two, and then like same thing where like Spain is like, hey, here's one or two, or like Russia, hey, here's one or two.
I was about to say, like, I feel like a Russian All Might version would be super funny, like just a big beefy dude or like lady just kind of come in and be like, I will destroy everybody.
So I hope it's a mix. That's all I'm saying. I hope it's a mixture of heroes from around the world instead of just from one country.
Yeah, definitely. Like if it's just like, I mean, America is so big, but it's like if we can get an African guy, someone from South America.
What if like I was gonna spoil something else, but I won't. But how there's the top 10 in Japan. What if there's a top 10 United Nations hero list? That's like the upper echelon of people.
That would be sick. That'd be so
pretty
sick.
good, right?
Yep. It's like calling
that's the
ultimate
top.
force.
Yep. Like it's like, yeah, you can be top in your country, but there's also the UN top.
It's like Justice League. Bring him down.
Yes. Maybe that'll be formed. Maybe they'll fit that in the story later, because Deku becomes number one hero, so maybe he'll be number one worldwide.
That's actually badass.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. The author Horikoshi could have that for free. Actually, you just take the idea. It's up for
exactly. He's got ideas. Just chuck him out there. Just chuck him out there.
All right. Well, I mean, anything else we want to say? I feel like we kind of covered it all. It's kind of a pretty straightforward chapter. There's not much to guess on anything. They kind of lay it out for you, and I think it was good. I think we're continuing to get banger chapters.
I mean, and I mean, we can still see how much All Might really cares for Deku, that he wants like alone time, and he's just like, he knows what's going on inside of him. I just think it's sweet that he wants, to be by his side for a little bit.
All Might continues to be a good guy.
Yeah, I still love him.
So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. That's been My Hero Academia chapter 303. And there's no break next week. We're still continuing.
Nope,
We're
still
getting a
going.
new chapter, which is going to be fucking awesome. So be sure to stick around if you want to talk to us about anything. What do you think's going to happen? We're probably going to see some more of the predecessors. Like they're going to unveil more of the powers is going to be my guess. So let us know what you think's going to happen in the Deku kind of, I don't know, talking to Avatar state, because I'd love to know. Let's see whoever can get the closest. You're the best. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because we'll be back next week with another review for that next My Hero Academia chapter. Until then, we will see you guys then. Have a good one.